Hey everybody, Spoonfed here, and I'm going to do a little bit of programming with you today, with a little bit of batch programming, and I wanted to use a new text editor called Sublime, and this is a bit of the demonstration what it can do. So you can set the syntax, it can basically load files anywhere in the project, which is pretty cool. So you can go to any file that you want. I think that's pretty awesome. It can also load anything in a file. So if you say load and then that, what it says is go into loader to that definition. So you can immediately go to the code of what you want, which I think is pretty awesome. And this one is regular expressions. You see automatically what is going on and what you can do with it. So you can just say space plus and it will show you what's happening there. But the one that I like as well is the second one, because you can just do multiple lines. You can do text, string manipulation, which I think is pretty awesome. So it's used to split a selection into lines, and then each line is edited simultaneously. I think it's pretty awesome. And the first one is you can select a name, and then you can edit that occurrence throughout. So that's pretty awesome. So that's what we're gonna download and we're gonna use for our super duper script. Well, super duper script is a bit over the top. We're gonna make a fun little thing. Next, explore, yes, next. Gonna do a little thing that will show you your internal IP address, your external IP address, and what kind of connections you have established from your internal IP address, and what kind of and what processes use those connections. So that sounds like a lot, but it's not. Let's fire this beastie up. There we go. So I have an unregistered copy. Yes, that's true. Can I do the same here with? No, yeah, I can, because I need 3. So let's just start. Let's start by having a command prompt open as well, because I can show you stuff as we go. So to find the internal IP address, you normally do that. So you type in ipconfig and then there it is. But how do we get that one from all this text? Well, let's start by just doing that. And we're going to use an utility, or not utility, but how you call it, a command, to say, well, look for all the IPv4 occurrences and output that stuff into the temp folder and call that one ip.tmp. Alright, so, and now we're gonna do a little bit of house cleaning as well. We're gonna del those files immediately. You might say, well, that doesn't make any sense, but it does, because I don't have echo off yet. So, and we're gonna do some smart programming as well, or it's not smart programming, but good programming. REM stands for not rapid eye movement, or the same, but then the band of it, the name of the band, but it stands for remark. And basically, we're gonna say here delete all the temp files. So we're gonna do that, and then here at the top here we're gonna say rem is called getting the internal IP address. Alright, so we're gonna file, we're gonna save that, save, and then we'll prompt us as usual. And we're gonna do something else entirely. We're gonna do multiple things here because I wanna, like here we have two things, new folder projects, and then including library, create new library. You can do it multiple ways, but this is easier. And then we have projects. We can also do this, and we have projects empty. So projects new, no, not new. Here we'll do this. We'll call it amazing dot bat, and we'll save that. And immediately it recognizes, oh, I have .bat, so this is the syntax, which is also under, I think, view, and then syntax here you can say it's a batch file, and it is. Although I must say that Notepad++ has a little better syntax for batch. Like if you were to copy the same thing, so you copy the same thing, use here, you say language batch, see you get a nice green for the remark, you get a orange for the temp variable, yeah, what do you call them? Basically the arrows, I always call them, are red. You know, the comments are light blue. This one is a reserved word, so it's dark blue. You know, it's a little bit fine, but right. But I want to show you the new text editor as well. You don't need to do everything in the same, but this one has more features in terms of what it can do with selection, editing, and stuff like that. So that's why I wanted to show you this one. Yeah, so we have amazing. So we go here to projects, and we'll run it, see what happens. All right, so here you see remark, ipconfig, find string, and then delete all temp files, delete. So those are the commands it runs, but now we cannot see what happens here. So what we'll do is we'll just do that, and now it should run. It doesn't. Oh, that's annoying. Well, we'll just do that, and then that. So here we can see it pushes config into this one, and we get two, basically the internal address and the real address. So we know that that is going in there. Now we want only the top one, and there are multiple ways you can do this, but the way I did it was with echoing a bogus value into a file. So we're just gonna call this temp, and I've called it IP compare.tmp, and we're gonna add that here like so. Right, so I'll do this as well. And now you're thinking, well, why do you want to have a stupid variable or a nonsense variable in there? Well, you have a thing called file comparison, and basically this one says compare only the first line in temp IP .tmp with the other one, which is temp.ipconf.tmp. And you can put you can put quotes around this one as well if you want, but temp already does it for you. So and what this one does is, oh, we can show you actually. Save this one, then run this again. So it gives you two lines. Basically, the first line of the IP thing and the IP comp, because it says these lines are not the same. No, that's true. So we can do another find string here, find string, and we'll do another IPv4 search, and we'll output that into IPv4 temp. I'll call it like that. So IPv4.tmp. Alright, so, and we're gonna delete that at the end as well. So what do we do? Well, we'll get that line, basically. That whole line is ours now. Now we're going to do some string manipulation on that one. So we'll do for/f that tokens equals 2, because we want the second one, the limbs equals that, for yada yada yada, yeah, 8 in temp percent that one, IPv4.tmp, do set IP equal to %8, and that's basically it. So what does this say? Well, let me just put this there. Alright, so it says for, and then /f gives it basically a like sort of command parameter of what do you need to do. It splits everything. It's really easy to use. We have that one sentence, so we have this one sentence. So we say for this sentence the delimiter is a colon, so it is the colon. It will say, okay, that's one, that's token 1, that's token 2. So we'll say we want to have token 2 every time for each line, but we only have one line, so token 2. So we get this one. We get it with a space. So the IP right now, the variable IP is with a space. So it's IP is space and then whatever your IP is. So what we're gonna do is set this to IP, yeah, like that, and then like so. So now IP is, you know, normally it will be like only, I'll mark it, that's easy to see. That is now our IP if we leave it as it is. But what I want to make it is, I want to make it like that, and that is what this line right here does. It says do everything but without space. So so we'll you know what, we'll put it here. Remove the mark is remove space, and we'll do it here. Is it necessary? Getting the internal IP address. No, this is actually, well, here we can say echo in invalid string for comparison. So because that is something that you want to have. If you read this, and then here you can see, I'll put this on top here. Mark. Oh, I pressed cancel. Compare first lines, so we can extract the first line. So in Linux this will be way easier because you have head and you do head tag and or dash and space 1. This is Windows, it's way harder. Let's see. Alright, now we're done with this part actually, so we only need to echo it. So we're going to need to echo your internal IP address equals and then $IP $. That's basically how you no, we'll do it like so. That's nicer. Did we delete all the temp files? Yes, we do. Alright, now we're gonna run it again. And here it says your internal IP address is, oh, I did not add a space there. No, it is. So this is what you'll see normally, and that's what we want. So we got our first thing down. So we did getting our internal IP address.